Start, Paul. I mean, it's 3 points. It's not the best performance. I think you'll agree with that. But it's so important to win a game like that.
Well, it is about getting results. That's what we judged on. It wasn't a great game today, and I just thought, I don't know what it was, but there was a nervousness from the start today. Not just the players, but I thought all of the numbers that turned up. I thought the crowd were nervous today as well, and I don't know what it is really. I don't know why, because you now look at the league table, and we're sat with 8 points after 5 games, which is okay. It's not brilliant, it's not horrendous, but I just think we just need to chill a little bit and just go and enjoy it. We're in a good position, and really there are lots of positives to take today. Obviously the win. You win a game of football, you keep a clean sheet. We've got Huntington on the grass, we've got Morgan Feeney back, we've got Owen Moxon back. We're closer to getting the other injured boys back. So we're in a good place, and we've got to just stay nice and calm. I've said this all along. The issues at this football club ain't going to turn around overnight. It's going to take a bit of time, and we've got to all stick together. That's the big thing, I'd say. And it was frustrating for me today. I'm sure it was frustrating for supporters today. If we stick together, we can enjoy that feeling that we had at the end a little bit more than we have done in the past few years.
I think we hear that. I think the fans are going to hear that. I think we have to accept as a club they've been through the mill for a good 10 years or so now, maybe a little bit more. So we have to accept that, but you still want that to turn around.
Yeah, listen, I'm not criticising supporters, because I massively appreciate that everybody's in a horrendous financial position at the moment because the way our country is. All of the things, don't need to go into it. Bloody energy crisis, energy price caps, Ukraine war, we're just coming through Brexit, with COVID, you name it, we've had the lot. So I get it, I understand it. When they come in, I said to the players at half time, do not wait for the crowd to lift you. You're going to have to lift the crowd. You're going to have to be front-footed. So I totally get it. I understand all of that. We've just got to try and create a little bit more of a positive atmosphere. I think there's a real positive feel. I go out, I don't go into town very often, if I'm going to be really honest with you, but whoever I do speak to is really happy with what's going on at the club. They can see that we're trying to do things right. It's never going to be right all the time. I totally get that. I just think we've just got to be a little bit patient, and we've just got to take a bit of a breath and make sure that we all stick together and make it a better place than it has been.
I was no way dismissing what you were saying there, because taking your point up, you could feel it, couldn't you? Because the crowd was nervous. Does that transfer to the boys? Is that why the passes are sometimes going astray and everybody's getting more and more edgy?
Yeah, I don't know what it was really. I mean, you can't. I always say players have got to lift fans as well, and our performance wasn't right first half. We weren't. We had a very nervous performance for 30 odd minutes last week at Stevenage. Second half we were a lot better. I asked today for a really positive, athletic running performance where we ran, we competed, because for me the basic for any football game, and I've been really fortunate that I've worked at Premier League, at Championship level, at international level. If you don't run, you ain't going to be successful. End of story. There was a really big thing made about Manchester United's game the other week against Brentford, where they didn't run as far as Brentford. The reason they were so successful against Liverpool was because they ran, they closed, they worked, they competed, they challenged. That's what I wanted today. And my message at half-time was the first half wasn't good enough. Don't blame anybody else, it's us. And then my question to them at the end was, what was the difference for the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half? And they said, we were front foot, we ran, we competed, and they made that choice. That's only me giving reminders. They made the choice to do it, and when they make that choice, we can be a tough team to play against, and I think we showed for that spell. We then got the goal. We were a little bit nervy again, but thankfully we managed to hang on and get a really good win.
And the difference, that 15-minute spell, it looked like we could go up a gear. No disrespect to Gillingham, but they didn't seem to have that ability within their group at this moment in time.
Yeah, well, we can go up a gear. I think we're only just scratching the surface at the moment. I really do. I think there's a there's more to come from our players, but as I said, I'm really pleased with a lot of things that went on today, and some of the bodies that we're getting back in. We're expecting Ryan Edmondson to start full training with us on Monday. He's done bits this end of the week. Felt it was too early, just like I felt it was too early to start Morgan Feeney today. Hopefully he'll get a run out on Tuesday night in the Papa John's game. But yeah, I do think there's more to come from us, and hopefully we can start to show that in performances.
We've just seen Mox in the corridor. He's mentioned that the way that the injured lads have been managed, it's benefited him. He said, I felt really good, I could have carried on. Is this a lesson in being patient, the way that you have been with these injuries?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's a lesson. Credit to Ross, the physio, and to Jeff Aff with the work that he does with them in the rehab stages. They've done really well to get them to this point, and we have to be careful. Mox is one of them who's he's just come into full-time football, so there's a demand that's put on you that you're not used to physically. Then he's had Saturday, Tuesday games, which there's a demand that's put on there, and this is a niggle that he's had since I think since the Morecambe game, and he's wanted to play. We asked them how they are, and they're all going to say, yeah, I want to play. Edmo said he wanted to train on Friday, but we had to hold him back. But with him, with Hunts, he said he was ready to play when I spoke to him on Thursday, and I thought he did really, really well. He was starting to feel his calf in the first half, just tightness. He was starting to get it, so we had to take him off because we again, I said this on Thursday, we have to take a more longer term view on it, and we've got to make sure he's right. Mox was just starting to stretch his calf again, so cramp was setting in there, so we whipped him off and got him out of the firing line. And when we've got players, I thought Sonny Hilton came on and affected the game because he worked and chased and kept possession. I thought Jaden gave us a bit of energy in there. Duncan's was a little cameo role, but Morgan stepped back in, and you would never have known he's been away. So we're starting to get better options, and the more options we've got, the more we can keep on the front foot and keep positive with our performances and results.
And I know you'll review it, and you will talk about some of the quality in the passing at times which went astray. You can see once that starts to click, this is going to be a really hard team to beat.
Well, I hope so. It's frustrating at the moment because I felt as though we tried to force it a little bit too much. I have this thing, if you can get 6 passes in, you'll take control of that particular phase of a game, and too many times we're getting 3 and 4 and then forcing things or going long, and you suddenly give the momentum back to the opposition. So we have to be a bit more patient, we have to be a bit stronger to be able to keep the ball and retain the ball. And we didn't do that particularly well. We had a spell 15-20 minutes start of the second half, but apart from that I don't think we did it enough, and it's something that we've got to improve on.
And sometimes it's right to make things happen. That's where the goal comes from.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good move leading up to it. We built up on the right hand side, and Gibbo went on a bit of a run, had a shot that got blocked, but we kept it alive because we got onto second balls, which was my complaint after last week. We got onto that, we kept it alive. Mel's, I've looked at it 2 or 3 times on a video, I've no idea how it went in. Neil, their manager's just told me it came off their defender, so I don't care. It's nice. I wish Deno could have got his 6th goal. But it's good that somebody else has scored, whether it's Mel's or whether it's an OG, I have no idea. The good thing was we kept the clean sheet and we managed to get ourselves over the line.
That clean sheet, Thomas hasn't really, I mean, he's done really well commanding that box, but he hasn't really been tested. That's testament to the back 5.
Yeah, I don't think he had many saves to make, but like you say, he came and commanded the box and took crosses. There was a couple of times I felt he could have come a little bit more and helped us. I'm being picky. The one thing I would say is that we want to keep clean sheets. To be successful, you need 17, 18 clean sheets a season. So there's one, and we'll just keep counting them up and hope we get a lot more.
This doesn't matter now. I think the ref made the right call on the penalty decision for Finback, but how Titonda hasn't been given his 2nd yellow, who knows?
Well, I haven't seen it back. For me, it's a reckless challenge. For me, it's a yellow card. And it's a 2nd yellow card, and I'm not one of them managers, coaches who wants to see red cards, but they are key match incidents for me, and that's what referees get judged on, and I think he's made a mistake there, and how they tried to justify it is a little bit embarrassing, and everybody in the ground knew it was a yellow card. They know it's a yellow card, and that's why they take him off. But the fourth official still tries to justify it, and I just said to the referee at the end, I think you've made a mistake. I'd really like you to look at it, because you have to be better. You have to have a better understanding of the game, and on that particular incident, I don't think he did, because that should have been a yellow card, and it should have been leading to a red. And then they play 40 odd minutes, or just short of 40 minutes with 10 men. Who knows what could have happened? Thankfully, I'm sitting here with 3 points under my hat with a 1-0 win, and it hasn't affected the result of the game. But they are major decisions that referees have to and should get right, in my opinion.
Managers, players often get asked about character. What does a win like that show about the character that you knew was in that dressing room?
Well, I think it gives them confidence, because I don't understand why they didn't go into the game with a bit of confidence because of how we started. Yes, we had a poor performance for 30 odd minutes at Stevenage last week, but they should be going in confident. We highlighted things last week that we need to do better, which is not technical or tactical, it's more physical and mental, and they're in control of that. That's their bag. They can deal with the games, they can start games. There was a little bit of a concern for me, because there was one player was sick coming up the tunnel before the game, one was feeling faint at half time and feeling a bit sick, so that's a bit of a concern, that maybe there's a bit of a bug going around that affected it. It's not an excuse. We have to make sure we're better, we're physically prepared, and come Tuesday night, hope that we can pick a team that goes on and puts a right performance.
And going back to that very first point that you made, the Fortress Brunton Park that we all want to see, it comes from having the atmosphere plus the performance. You really do want to marry those up, don't you?
Oh, we've got to. Yeah, we've got to. I went into the kitchen before the game and made myself a coffee when the players are out warming up, and the atmosphere inside that fan zone is brilliant. I could hear the music playing. I've no idea what it was, but I could hear the music playing. I could see it was chocker out there. There's people who are coming and wanting to have a good day out. We've got to give them something more to shout about than we did first half, but I just hope they stay with us and give us a chance and try and stay positive even when things are maybe not quite going as well as we would all like.
How do you do Tuesday night? Sweeping changes within the rules, or do you stick with what you got?
No, we'll follow the rules, and we'll make sure there's enough players who tick the boxes. Cat 1 academies, 40 plus games, played in today or playing Saturday, all of these things, it's like a minefield what you've got to do, but before the game today I had an idea of what the team was going to be. Unless I get told anything different by the medical staff, then I will make changes, because I think it's an opportunity to utilise the whole squad and give them minutes and keep them part of it, and we'll go from there.
It's a competition where there's a Wembley final at the end of it. Whatever the fans think, and there is some really, really negative thoughts about this competition, you'd never see it like that. This is a game, professional game. We need to win it.
Oh, it's a great opportunity against some top young Manchester United players. I've been really fortunate. I've been to the final a few times in this, and it's a great day out. It's a fantastic opportunity. You know, my last year here, we made a lot of money out of this, where Fred was able to throw it in and build a new pitch, which we're still benefiting from. So it's a real good opportunity. The early stages are a bit of a slow burner. We've just got to go out and perform, get a result, and get ourselves ready for the second one.
Last one, Paul Huntington. Wow.
Yeah, good. He's a leader. He's got experience. He come and won his headers. He was talking. He was organising. He was doing everything I wanted him to do, in all honesty. So he's just got to carry on. We'll get him freshened up this week, get him ready to go again, and hopefully next weekend at home again he can put on a performance.
Thank you.